Hey, hey, how's it going? I know I'm on early. I know you weren't prepared for me. I wasn't prepared for me. I have to get a lot done today, and so I came in early to get on here. Hey, Kamarowski, and thought I would. I am quite early. I got to get some worms today. So anyway, I've got got a bunch on my plate, and I need to get this out as quick as possible. This is going to be the last one I do until the new year, so there's that as well. Hey, I just got in the Great Wall. Just got it in today, and they had a surprise box in there, and they're announcing this game here. Gaijin? Anyway, it looks like something that y'all might be interested in. If we're into Hiroshima, this is some kind of post-apocalyptic world. Merry Christmas to you, Ruby. And anyway, it looks interesting. I don't know anything about it. The artwork looks pretty cool. So, yeah, the artwork's pretty neat. But got a little bit of a story going on here. But it says 1 to 4 players, and you play in 2 worlds. One is the virtual world, one's the regular world, and you can upgrade your body in the real world, and then get special bonuses and stuff in the other world, virtual world. And you can work semi-cooperative, but it looks like everybody's kind of trying to get their own goals done, and we see what happens. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. Another Awaken Realms thing that I just got in. I got a couple other games. I actually got a lot of game playing in this weekend, and so I wanted to share that with you. But hey, let's get to some Hiroshima real quick, huh? Let's do it. All right. Let's do this. We'll go random up against Steel Police again. He did really good on Steel Police last time. Let's see. That AI, man, he's rough. He's getting good. Getting really good. Let's see what happens, huh? There we go. It's the same game as last time. He's going first. He's going in the middle. That's good for me. Go in the middle. That is not a smart move as far as I'm concerned, because all my guys are melee, so I want to be up against them. Now, how can I affect him the most? Probably if I put a guy in a place like that, it'll give me 2 spots that are next to him. And I think that's a good good way to go. I'll just go down this bottom corner just to be different. Go down here. And so now I've got 2 spots here where I'll get plus to my melee. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. All right. He got unlucky rule. He's putting a +1 on there. His base goes off on a 1 now. Then we got our guys. We don't need a push right now. I think we will put this guy here like so. I don't know if I should save the push because he puts a guy down. I think I'm going to save the push just this once. We'll try it. Yeah, that's fine. All right, he's got the free net. He's steel net on me. I knew that was coming. But so here's the stupid thing that the AI did. He used his net ability before he put the free net now. So that's a thing. Let's see, what else can we do? We can, actually, we need to get rid of the push. Dadgummit. All right, we'll get rid of the push. And it's just the way things rolled. So we'll go there. Now we're going to be shooting at them. We get a +2 to melee. If we can get that module that allows us to use melee, convert our melee over into ranged, that would be awesome. But you can see right now we're kind of protecting ours. We got some protection, and he's in the middle of some of his modules. But I feel pretty good about it. He's got terror. He's going to make it to where we can't play anybody. So now we can't play any people or units on the board. Ugh. So we have to get rid of one of these. That's a move. Yeah, we'll get rid of the move. And we will keep those guys. I like them both. Just get one more draw and have a choice there. Yeah, he's going to put that over here, of course. All right. Well, now he's completely surrounded. Completely surrounded. I hate getting rid of that net. I really don't want to. I guess I can put the net there. Oy, oy, oy. Alright. Man, I hate getting rid of this guy. I love that guy. Got the 3 1s and it's got shield. I'm going to put this guy right here. We're going to take that out and we'll also net that module. And then we'll put this guy here. Now the one thing that I was thinking about doing is putting the 1/1 guy right here, because this is a place where he could possibly go. Now, but I did block this one, so now if he puts a guy here to try to shoot this way, which is even more important because he's got a plus to the shoot right there, I'm going to net him. So that made more sense. No, Komorowski, I haven't reported the bug. I'll have to do that. Him using that, even though it's just the AI not doing the optimal thing. It's not like it was broken rules. It's just he used the net before he put the net down. It would have made more sense to put the net down, right? So man, he's got nothing but modules. Good thing he's not what's the one with the plants? Neo Jungle. Man, he would have a million things going on, right? Look at all those modules. That's nuts. We've got a movement. I don't think we need a movement. Tell you one thing we could do is we could get rid of that, take this, go here, like so, and he's going to do 1 damage to me. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. That's the way I'm going to want to roll. Man, I wish I could have netted his base. That would have been awesome. Now we got 4 damage on him. Gonna use the medic on 3. There you go. Phase 1. He takes out my guy. That's alright. We got plenty more of those. I take out his. Alright. Alright, you can see he's going this way. Used his steel net over there on a module. Not sure exactly why he would do that. This guy goes off on a 2, which is perfectly good for me. I got another plus. Can definitely do that. Or I've got to move. I could move him. He's going to do 1 damage here. Let's see, how does this work? Oh, I can move him. Oh, that's a good idea. I could move him. Net his guy, attack him. This would still be netted. Put this guy there. Yeah, I like all that. This guy is a problem. But maybe I can get a guy in there to take him out. So unfortunately, I'm going to get rid of this module. We are going to move our net guy. I'll move him down here. We're going to put him this way. Like so. And that nets this guy. So now he's got that steel net on there. We net him, so now he can't use the steel net. Now I wasn't sure how that would work, but it appears that, and hopefully that's the rule. I can look into it for clarification. But I thought once he used the steel net was on there to the end, and it wouldn't matter if I netted him or not. But what it's doing right now is if I net him and he's already used the steel net goes away, which is super cool because now this guy's doing 2 damage, which makes me want to possibly rethink and like just attack him for 2 damage. But I like getting rid of this and getting his base tied up. That is super awesome. We take this guy and put him here. Now he's going to take damage this way on a 1. So if we can get to him at some point, we want to. That seems okay to me. He got the executioner in. He got that executioner in. That really stinks. Yeah, let's see. And I wish there was a way to get this done. There just isn't. I'm going to take some damage. But I'm going to take him out too. Let's see. Should I go ahead and pull the trigger? No, I should not. I am not going to pull the trigger. I'm going to go here. Like so. I think that makes the most sense. Well, Richard, it depends on what you're asking about as far as the app being fixed. There's lots of things that they're working on. It is a work in progress, brother. They're doing all kinds of stuff to it right now. The reason I'm going to be attacking him as well this way is, one, to keep him from attacking this way here, coming down and attacking my guy. And also because if I have two different guys attacking him, he can't turn that reflector on both of them. So that's why I'm doing that. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a... Oh, here we go. Phase 3. Sorry. There you go. Took them out. There we go. That's nice. Yeah, lots of damage being done, but... There we go. That turned out okay. Yeah, like I said, there's lots of things that they're working on. They're working on the AI. They got the Steel Police up and running, and they found out that there were more difficulties with it, figuring out how to do the different armies. So they were trying to incorporate these new ideas in there. I guess it's one of those things where it's that's a new phase of the project, but it also called for the AI to change as well. And so they've been working on that. They've got a few little minor things that are also there. We also eventually we're going to have a 4-player, up to 4 players can play. So right now it's only a 2 players, so you can play single player against the AI or single player against single player. But eventually we want to get that 3 and 4. The original agenda was to have an army available basically every month, so that every month we would end up with a new army. But from what I understand, they're trying to get ready to do that. They have to gear up for that because they ran into problems. So yeah, so that's basically. And the thing is that while I'm doing these things for Portal and whatnot, and I do report things to them, and we do have that Discord and everything. Right. So I'm sure that they're going to do some fixes to it and try to get some things worked out before they add the new armies. That's what it seems like to me. So, and like I said, I only get so much feedback. I ask every once in a while to get some feedback, but I've been trying to, voice what's going on. And the Discord is the place. I know that they review the Discord to see what everybody's talking about. So there's an Hiroshima app part on the Portal Discord, and if you go there, put any problems that you have there, I know that they review that. So there is that. All right, what do we got? We got things to kill things, so we're gonna kill some stuff. So the first thing we're gonna do is probably put this one here and put this one here. There we go. This one is on a 2, so I didn't have to worry about that shot. This will go off at the same time. And I've got movement, so I wanted to keep that one in a more open area, so if I needed to, I can move them. Sure, Richard. Oh, this is not what I wanted. We got double netted. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Hey, look, we got the module. Oof. That happens on a 3, so we should put that there. Ugh. Right, this one is not as important. Nope. So we take this one, we put it here, and then we could make all of that be ranged, and it'll be 3 damage. We take this one, it'll be 2 damage, and it'll also act as a blocker, which means that'll keep his steel net. As long as this guy survives, he won't have a steel net. That's another way to kind of break down the steel police, is if he puts a steel net on somebody, if you can make them survive, he can't put steel nets on anybody else. So that's an idea to keep in mind. Oh, it's on my wife's calling. Let's see. Oh, I got a net. I can net the net. But I can't get rid of him. Let's see. Got a push. I don't think the push helps in any way. I don't see a push helping. Netting the net really doesn't help because it's netted twice. I don't see where a push is going to help. Oh, yeah, push the +1 and then net the HQ. Perfect. Way to go, Komorowski. Way to go, brother. Woo! That's a good move, man. I know I keep you around for a reason. Woo! That was awesome, brother. Good stuff. We put this one right there. Boom. All right. So then we get to select the type of attack, and we're going to make it range. So we'll do 3 damage. There's 2. There's 2. Go up to 4. And there's 3 more. That's at 7. That's going to reflect back on this guy. That's perfectly fine. Here you go. We're kicking some butt. All right, now he's got a double on that one. So now he's got 2, and he's going to go off 4 times. But we've already got him dead. We got him dead to rights, and nothing he can do about it. He is going to kill this guy. Let's see what else is going to... These guys are going to attack. That'll happen on a 3. Yep. We got him. There's nothing he can do. All we need to do is put a guy here so he can't put a guy there. And that is it. So we can get rid of... I don't know. I'll get rid of this +1. And I'll put this over here. For the heck of it. Yep, go ahead and execute. Battle. And again, we get to select. Go with that. Do all kinds of damage. There you go, 5 damage. He used a medic. So he killed that guy so he can have his net back, but he's still netted. That guy blocks 1, and then we get 2. And that's it. We have him dead. We get rid of a battle. We'll go here. He'll be at a 2. That'll all work out fine. Yep, that's fine. Oh, I forgot. I just netted the guy. I netted the guy. Oh, well. Yes, we'll configure this. There we go. He's going to do 4 total. Yeah. We still won. Barely, though. Right? All right. Let's see. Guys on a 2. Yep. Put him there for sure. We got a movement. It won't help to move. What's that, Komorowski? Put him as a blocker. Yeah, I'm going to put him right here as a blocker. He'll do 2 damage as well. So I don't think I need movement. If I move this guy, then I need him to be a blocker here, and he'll get netted. So that doesn't really help me. So I get rid of this one. I'll do this, and I will go ahead. I think I'll go ahead because that'll be 3, 4, 5. That's it right there. Yep, that's it. Boom. Oh, I can't do it because of the end of battle. Yeah, that's fine. Final battle. Configure this. There we go. And he gets 1 more shot, so that'll make us 2. There we go. That's pretty good. I feel like that was a good fight. That was a good fight. All right, let me share with you a few thoughts on a few games. I've got quite a few here, 4 different games I'm going to run through really quick. Let's talk about them. Well, Hutch has put out another game. They have this Witchstone came out, and it's a pretty interesting game. I want to crack the lid and let you know what I think about it. Give you a few ideas of the mechanics. These are the player boards here, right like that. And you can see that they have these different symbols here. Well, you're going to have these little peanut shaped things that have those same symbols. and you're going to draw 5 of these peanut-shaped things, and they have different symbols on each one. Oh, ooh, excuse me. Had to do 2. All right, so anyway, so you got these different symbols, but you can see this is a crystal here and a crystal there. Where these are all called energy, and that is another type of crystal. So you'll have crystals on your board, and you can move them off, and as you move them off, they will, if they get to these rim places, they'll actually do whatever that action is as well. So moving these crystals out of the way so that you can put more of these peanut-shaped down things is a thing. And then because, like I said, you had those energy ones, like this one right here, if you were to line those up like one here and one there, when you put one down, you would get 2 energy action. And then if you put another one here and you end up with the energy here, you'd end up with 3 energy action. So you can make stronger and stronger actions as long as you put these things configured in such a way that you get those groupings. You get all these different actions. That's sort of how you get actions on the main board. So you have this, you're moving these crystals off if you can. That's the crystal action, is to move those. The wand is on the main board. The scroll on the main board. You have the energy on the main board, the whatever the 5-sided star thing is, pentagram on the main board, and which movement is on the main board. So let's take a look real quick at the main board. So on the main board itself, you have one of the things that we talked about was the pentagram, and basically you're going to have a guy starting here, and he will move around here with each pentagram action. So if you have a single pentagram that you put down, he'll only move 1. But if you get one of those doubles or triples, he'll be able to move further each pentagram action, right? So as he moves around, there will be bonus tiles here. You pull them off. These are hexes. Those hexes, you can either take the actions that are on them twice, or you could actually put them here to make bigger groupings so that the next time you take an action, it'll be larger. So these are random actions that'll be there that you can either take immediately and get a double action, or put on your board to make it to where you get more powerful actions. You also have these bonuses here where you get extra victory points. And so you'll go around this thing and you'll get extra victory points. You'll get these bonuses, and that's the pentagram action. The crystals, I told you if you move them off, you get extra actions. Well, the way that works, the way that works is you have this right here. These are the different actions that you could possibly, so when the crystal moves off and it was, say, a witch, he moves off onto a witch, then you could put it on the witch shelf, and then you'll get 2 witch actions. Or you can put it down here and you can take a mystery action. And basically there are 5 actions that are put down here on this purple bit. And you can select any one of those that you want in order to take that action. It's much stronger to take these double actions, but this will give you a specific action that you may need to take right then. All right, so that's the crystal action and where the crystals go. The next bit is this wand, and you start out right here at the end of the wand, and you move this way. So 1 step, 2 steps. So this step here allows you to take a crystal action. Then you go 1 more, and then you get victory points for every link that you've done with energy. Now, you don't even know what that means because we haven't talked about that. This is the part here where we do all the exciting stuff. So each witch will have their own castle, and you'll start here. And what you're going to do when you get witch movement, you put witches on here, and then they move to a different location, but they have to move through energy things that you put down. So you put down your own energy crystals here to link these different locations together. Each one of these locations have bonus actions. So you're constantly linking these things together, taking witch actions, moving down those locations, and then trying to get that bonus action. having possession of these different areas and the links and all that stuff come in with some of the scrolls, which are over here. And the scrolls will give you bonuses for having different configurations, different towers, different sites. So you have a green site, a red site, that kind of stuff. So you can, there'll be goals that you're kind of trying to achieve. And some of those goals will be cumulative. So that is how that actually works. So that's kind of an idea. And each time you make a link, by the way, you get bonus points. So you'll get 1, 3, and 6. And they've got the score tracker around the outside. So you'll get points and you'll get actions for getting your witches to the different places. You can use other people's energy to move to different places so that even if someone has gotten there first, you won't get the bonus, but you can put a witch there and share that spot because you want to achieve whatever these cards here have set out for you. So that's basically the deal. And what I'm going to say to you is that this game actually has really cool decisions. I think it's accessible to just about everybody. It's a good medium weight game. It's not overly complicated. There is some analysis paralysis. You can get a little like, ooh, now what do I do? And the thing is that the main board can change a little bit while you're waiting for your turn, but your personal board does not. So figuring out which of those little peanut shapes you're going to put down is something that you can do ahead of time. So for the most part, turns are pretty snappy, even though there's quite a few, there's some analysis paralysis that can take place. I feel like you get enough time, like in a 3 or 4 player game, that it doesn't really slow it down as much as just give you enough time to think about what your move is. So I don't know that a 3 or 4 player game would be any slower than a 2 player game. I think that if you played a 2 player game, they'd have to wait for you to figure out what you're figuring out. So with a multiplayer game, while everybody's taking your turn, you can figure out quite a bit. So anyway, that's Witchstone. I think this is a fine game. I would suggest it. Try it out if you'd like. So that's that one. This one, for me, is a little controversial. This is The Hunger. This is Richard Garfield. And Richard Garfield made this game. And basically, it's like Clank-ish. And I have to show you the board so that you can kind of understand what's going on. And that's really all you need to know. Basically, all the cards are either going to give you movement or they're not. And if you get certain cards, humans, you'll get victory points. If you get more vampires, you'll get more powers. You can also get familiars, which will give you some powers as well. But you start out in this castle, and you take this spiral. So you go around like this, and there's a place over here where you get a rose. It's way over here. And it's, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 on the road from the castle to the rose. So, and you've got 15 rounds to do it. And if you don't do it, you'll die. If you do get back to the castle, you'll get 12 victory points. Here's the thing. I have done it a couple of times, and I made it to the rose and came back and managed to be in this area here. Well, on the easy map, that gives you minus points. It gives you minus points, but you don't die. So minus 25, minus 20, minus 15, minus 10, minus 5. So that's how that works. I managed to get a rose and get back to here. My score was not very high. I think that when I play it again, I think my idea is going to be to get a lot of cards from these two places, because you can move in different directions. So I'm kind of thinking this is how you get more, these graveyards is where you get more, what do you want to call those, like destinies? Like if you do this, then you get these many points. So you can collect quite a few of those in these two places. Plus you can hunt humans down here. Now you only get +1 for hunting them here, but you're really close to making it back. And to me, the problem that you run into is you start out with a hand of cards that allow you to move maybe, let's say on the average, about 5 per round. You might be able to get a 7 or an 8 per round with the starting cards. So you get to move and you make it down to the, maybe down to the rows if you don't get any humans. But if you hunt humans to get victory points, that's how you get victory points. They put a bunch of zeros movements in there, and they clog your hand, and not being able to move makes it go slower, and you can't hardly get back. So if you go there and you're eating humans along the way, coming back is almost impossible, because you've got some humans that actually give you a minus on your movement. Some actually make you move backwards. They say that you're confused and you move away from the castle by 4. 4 is a lot. When you're trying to get back and it's 30 to get back, you can take some quick things like taking the boat is faster. So you can take the boat, but you can't hunt while you're on the boat. I think the rose is just not worth it. So they make a comment like, vampires are romantic, and so they want to get this rose. I looked at a rose, and basically you only get 2 points per turn while you're coming back. They give you like 5 points. Well, there's characters that give you 5 points. If it gave you 20 points, going for the rose and getting back might be something that you need to do. But for me, I think you hang out in the plains, you get a few of those things, and then you make it back into the graveyard and you're done. Like, everybody, you watch any playthroughs, you're going to see a lot of people dying. Like, everybody dies. It's really hard. I saw Man versus Meeple. One of the guys barely managed to make it back. Seen some other people say, well, at least we're in the mountains. Maybe if we would have had it flipped over, we would be in the easy mode and we would have survived. Okay, yeah, maybe you would have, but you didn't. So making it back to the castle is nearly impossible. That is the hunger. So it's not Clank. There's more of a Robinson Crusoe to it, where you actually are trying to survive. So you be careful. That's all I got to say. I didn't mind playing the game. It was okay to play, and I guess it's a good enough puzzle to kind of figure out and see how you can get it. But I think as soon as I figure out, oh yeah, like I just did, I think if I play it the way that I just told you, that'll just kind of be the thing, and then everybody else will follow me, unless I play against people who really want the rose, and like, good luck, brother, and then I win. You died. I win. Anyway, so that's that. This is the big fancy Gugong that picks up all kinds of lint. But it is nice and big and fancy, and it looks great inside. And I don't want to talk to you much about Gugong, but this is a nice fancy box. They have a couple of things I wanted to tell you about in the expansion, in case you're thinking about, maybe you have Gugong and you're thinking about the expansions. So these are the 2 expansions that come with it. There's some cards and things like that that come with it as well. And if you notice, if you know anything about Gugong, one of the places that you can go to on the main board is the decrees. Well, there's 2 more decrees. So you would go to the decrees area, and then you could actually put one of your guys on here. This is a 4, so it costs 4 to actually put a guy there. So you can go here or here, put a guy, and you can have those decrees as well. And there'll be special decrees that come with these expansions. But then also, you have new areas that you can go. And the way that these areas work, this one, you exchange your gift here, just like you would at normal Gugong. Exchange your gift here, and then you can put a guy from your supply, not from your active pool, but your supply. You can actually put a guy on either one of these spots. And then if you wanted to, you can move your guy who climbs up the stairs. Remember, you in the middle of the board, you have to make it to the palace. If you don't make it to the palace, you die. It's kind of like the hunger, right? So you have to make it to the palace. So you could have all kinds of points, but if you don't make it to the palace, you lose the game. This one uses that palace guy moving back and forth as a resource. And so moving backwards on the palace will actually allow you to put 2 guys on there. And you can put them in different places. You can put 1 in each place. Now what happens is when certain actions happen, there's a particular card. If the special card gets played, and it goes right here, if the special card gets played, which is a gift, for us it was a 2. It could be anything though. It could be a 6 or an 8. Anyway, if the special card gets played, then we start evaluating this, and we say, who has the most here? And whoever has the most can take 2 neutral workers, or they can have a jade. And on this one, if you have the most, you get to take, I forgot what she's called. It's some woman, courtier or something like that. Anyway, she allows you to take any action later after you have her. Any action where you exchange gifts, you can use her, and she will allow you to take that action twice. Both the card action and the location action. So pretty powerful. I actually used her one time where I played a boat card on the boat space and used her. So I was able to take the boat action 4 times. I was able to actually complete 4 ships and get 2 extra cards, which gave me 2 more turns in the same round. So that was pretty awesome. And that's what this one does in a nutshell. This one is the Peasant Revolt. There are 3 things that make you put a pitchfork face down on here. These pitchforks are the peasants, and on the back side they'll have a number. It's a number between, I think, 0 and 5. Anytime you play a 1, which is a bowl of fruit, you'll have to put a pitchfork there. Every time that you do the horse movement at the top of the board, and you actually go for one of the brown ones, one of the brown bonuses, which are the expansion bonus that get added to the pool. If you hit a brown bonus, if you take one of those, a pitchfork gets added. Or if you take the pitchfork action, a pitchfork gets added. So that, and then at some point, depending on the player count, which you can go all the way up to 5, on the player count, whenever you hit the threshold in a 1 or 2 player game and a 3 player game, what you'll do is you'll go to your discard pile and you'll use one of those cards. You put it face down and say, okay, this is the card that I'm using. And the other players will do the same thing. And everybody will turn it over, and you add those cards together and you flip over these, and we see if we, the officials, win or if the peasants win. So we have to have a value higher than whatever the peasants are. And if it's higher than the peasants, there you go. We win. Ta-da. And there's this whole thing about if we win, if our cards are higher or equal to the peasants' sum, so our sum is equal or is higher or equal to the sum of the peasants, then the player with the smallest amount, the smallest card, gets to put that card back in their hand, so they'll get an extra turn this round. And then this one says, if the sum of the cards is less than the sum of the peasants, then everybody moves their guy on the stairs down one, so everybody loses a little pool with the palace, and then the player who played the largest one gets to take that larger card back into his hand. So if you lose, the larger card played goes into your hand, and if you win, the smallest card goes into your hand. That's kind of a weird thing. That's how that works. The action here is when you put a card down, you actually get two guys. So you get to get yourself two guys out of your pool, or out of your supply, and put it into your pool. But you have to add a peasant, and then alternatively, you can move one down on the steps to the palace, and actually get four guys into your pool. But then you add one to the peasants. So these are basically the two expansions in a nutshell. The only other thing that really changes, there's some, like I said, there's some extra resources and stuff that go in there, some extra cards and things like that. But there's also one other, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. So there's also this, you get a slightly different board, because at the end of the round, at the end of the game round, you actually evaluate like the people on the docks. That actually ends up scoring. And then you have different paths up the steps, and there's a bunch of these. And so you could gain resources for being on that step when you get to a particular place in the round, or you could lose resources because you're in that particular place in the round. So that's basically it. That's what the expansion brings, and it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I tell you what, oh my God, it is so difficult. It was so difficult. I can't believe, like, the choices we were trying to make. It felt good. I loved playing it, but I don't know if I could play it with more than just a couple of people, because it would take forever to play. It is so hard. And there were things like, because we were going up and down the steps is now a resource, and then you're thinking like, oh wait, they have neutral guys, so you can get neutral guys into your supply or into your pool, and then they go back to your supply, so you keep those. So now you've got extra guys, but you can't use them to like go to the wall or anything like that. You just use them as a resource to spend. So you have to think about, well, do I need to have my regular guys in my pool, or do I need to have some of my regular guys in the supply even? Because there's some things that you take guys out of your supply and you put them onto the board. Anybody that you put onto the board has to be your regular guy. So you're having to make some decisions that you never had to make before. The intrigue track in a multiplayer game would be much more, it's harder to deal with. The resource, the palace guy being a resource, is something to think about too. And like, maybe you don't even want to go up on the palace track until the very end. So it's, and then there'd be competition to do that. Anyway, I had a really great time playing this and playing the expansions. And of course, we put in all the expansions because we're crazy. I would not do that. I would just put in a couple of the expansions. I really did like the one with the jade and stuff like that. I didn't care for the peasant one as much. It did help you to get extra guys. But if I had anything, if I could only add one, I think I would add the, well, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind adding the tracks on the palace. That was interesting. And then also the places where you could get more jade and stuff like that. I think that was legit. So that was worth getting. Anyway, I've gone long. Well, not quite. I actually made it in time. It's nearly 1 now here. So that's about an hour. I do. I can't remember if I showed you guys this last time or not. This is Mystic Paths. It's a pretty neat game. Pretty simple to play. I don't know that it's like, is it a party game? You know, when you think about the one where they have the what's it called? And now they've got a duo one out where you have you're like spies or something. Anyway, they got the different cards out and you're trying to guess. So the guy will say 3 red. And so then like, oh, apple could be red. So like you point at the different ones. I don't know why I can't think of that now. Code names. Thank you, Komorowski. So code names is kind of like code names. And is code names a party game? Right? There's a lot of thinking going on, a lot of talking and trying to figure out things, but like the guy who's giving the clues or whatever, he's not allowed to talk. So that same feeling is in this Mystic Paths. I do enjoy the pathway thing. The scoring I do not enjoy. This is probably one that is going to be around for a little while and then it'll probably go away because I just feel like it's unique and all that kind of stuff. But I never really liked code names much either. It's one like it was fun to play. At first it was new and different. And so playing that was cool, but it's like, yeah. And now it's gone. Right. So Clover has still been hanging on. It's still around. I think it's unique enough and it's in this sweet spot where it's kind of like this and kind of like something else. And you can play it a lot of different ways. And I came up with a few different ways of doing scoring that I feel like make it an okay game. I think that even though that this is a good game, I just think that I'm just not going to keep it in my collection very long. It's like something that people will play and some people get frustrated with and some people enjoy it. We'll all have a little bit of a laugh about how we didn't figure stuff out. We'll talk about it afterwards. And that's about it. And I don't think this will hit the table after. If you ask me in 6 months, this probably will not be hitting the table at the end of next year. I think this will be gone. So anyway, that's where that one is. There you go. Hey. You beat me to the punch, Komorowski. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, brother. Hey, I enjoyed hanging out with y'all. We've been doing this for some time. I really appreciate y'all hanging with me, playing Hiroshima, having a good time, and I hope your Christmas is wonderful. You have happy holidays, and I'll see you in the new year. Okay? Adios.